So today I want to show you how to replace the battery in your Honda Smart Key.
This video is sponsored by Cruiseman's Garage Honda Goldwing Maintenance Video Series.
And you know, this battery should last quite a while, but you just never know. And the motorcycle will give you a warning if the battery in your Smart Key is low. You will get a message on your dash. The Smart Key LED will flash 5 times and you should get a message on your dash, but it does give you a warning. And when the battery is low, this thing can act pretty unpredictably. So you want to make sure you always have a good fresh battery in here, because you don't want to get stuck out on the road with a dead battery, because then you won't be able to start your motorcycle. Now you can do it obviously using the code and the alternate, by entering the code and going through that process, but that's pretty tedious. It's a good idea just to always make sure you've got a good fresh battery in here. So I'm probably going to replace mine every year just to be safe, and I'm going to show you how we do this. Now, before we replace the battery in this Honda Smart Key, there's a couple things I want you to do. First, I want you to make sure the case is really clean, because we don't want to introduce any dust or dirt or anything inside the system. The second thing I want you to do is I want you to turn the key off. I don't think it's a good idea to replace the battery with the key turned on. So to turn the key off, you basically press this button until you see the LED flash one long time. That means the key is off. When you hold the button down and you see the 3 flashes, that means the key is turned on. So let's turn the key off. We see the 1 long flash. Now the key is turned off. You can test this by going over to your motorcycle and turning on the ignition and see if it comes on. And if the ignition doesn't come on, that's your way of knowing the key is turned off. It's not communicating with the Goldwing. Now, if you look on the edge, the top edge, I say top because this is where the logo is facing. If you look at the top edge, you're going to see a little button here. It's hard to see. It's just looks like a little slit. And if you press that in, it will eject the the manual key back here from the back of the unit. So I'm going to use another key, and I'm just going to kind of press in on that, and you see how that key popped out? So here we've got this little key, and when that comes out, you'll notice you've got like an open slot here in the side of the key. So what we want to do is we want to insert this, and we're going to kind of use this key to pry off this cover here. So you just want to be careful. You don't want to force this. You want to basically insert it, and you want to lift up. You don't want to twist it a lot or turn it a lot, or you just don't want to take a chance of breaking this. But if you just carefully just kind of pry this up, it will start coming loose. Now, it may take a while. Just be patient, because like I say, you don't want to break it. Now you'll notice it's already coming loose on this edge right here. You see that that opening there. So just keep kind of prying up. Okay, we see now it's coming up over here. So we should be able to lift this off now. There we go. Okay. So now it's open. And here's your battery. So once you're inside the key, you want to make sure you don't touch any of these. Like there's a little chip here. Underneath the battery, there's some circuitry. It's okay to touch the battery. You just want to be careful not to touch any of the electronics, because you don't want to introduce any oils off your skin, which might attract dust. And of course, you could have some static electricity, which could cause an issue. Now, to remove the battery, I'm going to use my pick. These things come in real handy. I use them all the time for all kinds of things. So that's what we're going to do now. You see this little slot right here? It's like a little opening. Put your pick under there and just kind of pick up that edge of that battery. Just enough to get it up like that. Now you can reach in and grab the battery and remove it. Now you'll replace this with a new battery. This one's a Panasonic. It's a CR2032. So when you go to buy a new battery, make sure you get a comparable battery. Doesn't have to be Panasonic, but it should say on the package that it's compatible with this 2032. It's a 3-volt battery. Now I'm going to clean this off since I've touched it and got it all greasy. And you can see underneath how there's a little bit of circuitry under there. Okay, so now we'll take our new battery, which this is the same battery because I've recently replaced it, and you want to hook it under these little tabs here. You see these little tabs? These are like little plastic clamps that will clamp down on that battery and hold it in place. Now you want to make sure you put the battery in correctly, because there is a bottom and there is a top. And the top has a little plus sign on it, and that's obviously the positive side, and that's always facing up. So you stick the battery underneath those 2 little tabs, like that, and then press it down into place. Now you've changed the battery. Now once we've replaced the battery, we're ready to put it back together. You start here at the key ring end, the little key opening, and start pressing that down first. And then you'll sort of hear this thing click into place as you snap it. You may have to see there's still a little opening there, so make sure you get it good and tight. You may have to press it with both hands just to get it. There we go. Hear that snap? You shouldn't see any opening along this seam right here. Okay, now we're ready to turn the key back on. Get our little 3 flashes. I'll go check it on the bike, make sure it turns the bike on. And that's how you replace the battery in your Honda Smart Key.